Balochistan, a land shrouded in mystery, a tapestry woven from ancient tales and forgotten empires. It's a land of rugged mountains and sun-baked deserts. This is a place where history whispers on the wind. It's a landlocked region in South Asia. It sits at the crossroads of ancient civilizations. Today it encompasses parts of Pakistan, Iran and Afghanistan. But its story stretches back millennia. Balochistan bears the imprints of time. It holds the secrets of prehistoric settlements. It remembers the march of conquering armies. This region has witnessed the rise and fall of dynasties. It has seen the ebb and flow of trade and culture. Its strategic location has made it a coveted prize. It has been a bridge between East and West for centuries. The landscape itself tells a story. Towering mountain ranges dominate the horizon. Vast deserts stretch as far as the eye can see. These harsh yet beautiful landscapes have shaped the destiny of the Baloch people. They have fostered a spirit of resilience and independence. This is a land where survival is a testament to human endurance. Join us now as we journey back in time. We will unearth the secrets of Balochistan's past, from prehistoric settlements to the cusp of modern history. Get ready to explore a land less traveled, but a land with a story that deserves to be told. Let's rewind the clock thousands of years. We find ourselves in the heart of Balochistan. Here, nestled in the Kachi Plain, lies an archaeological treasure. This is Mehrgarh, one of the most significant prehistoric sites in South Asia. Dating back to 7000 BCE, Mehrgarh is a revelation. It challenges our understanding of early human civilization. This remarkable settlement offers a glimpse into a bygone era. It tells us of a time when agriculture was in its infancy. It speaks of the ingenuity of our early ancestors. Mehrgarh's inhabitants were pioneers. They were among the first to cultivate barley and wheat. Evidence suggests they domesticated animals like sheep and goats. They lived in mud brick houses. They developed sophisticated pottery techniques. This was a society on the cusp of great change. The discoveries at Mehrgarh paint a vivid picture. They show us a thriving community. This was a community engaged in trade and craft. They crafted exquisite pottery adorned with intricate designs. They fashioned tools and ornaments from copper. These early Balochistan residents were not isolated. Mehrgarh's location was no accident. It lay on a trade route connecting the Indus Valley Civilization to the west. The evidence is compelling. Archaeologists have unearthed artifacts from the Indus Valley at Mehrgarh. This indicates a vibrant exchange of goods and ideas. This small settlement in Balochistan played a vital role in shaping the trajectory of civilization in South Asia. Time marches on. The ancient world witnesses the rise of mighty empires. Balochistan, strategically located, could not escape their gaze. The Achaemenid Empire under Cyrus the Great was the first to cast its shadow over this land. In the 6th century BCE, Cyrus incorporated Balochistan into his vast empire. It became a satrapy, or province, within the Achaemenid realm. This marked the beginning of a new era for Balochistan. It was an era of imperial rule and cultural exchange. The Achaemenids were followed by a succession of empires. Alexander the Great's armies traversed Balochistan in the 4th century BCE. They left behind a legacy of Greek influence that would linger for centuries. The Seleucid Empire, the Mauryan Empire, and the Parthians all left their mark on Balochistan. However, it was the Kushan Empire that would leave an enduring impact. Ruling from the 1st to 3rd centuries CE, the Kushans ushered in a golden age in Balochistan. They controlled vital trade routes. This brought prosperity and facilitated the exchange of ideas. Buddhism flourished under the Kushans. It spread throughout Balochistan, leaving behind magnificent monuments and stupas. The ruins of these structures can still be seen today. They serve as a testament to the region's rich and layered past. The Kushan era witnessed a fusion of cultures. Persian, Greek, and Indian traditions blended to create a unique cultural tapestry in Balochistan. The 7th century CE marked a turning point in Balochistan's history. The arrival of Islam would reshape the religious and cultural landscape of the region. Arab armies led by Muhammad bin Qasim conquered Sind in 712 CE. This victory paved the way for the spread of Islam into Balochistan. The conquest was gradual, a slow but steady transformation. It wasn't just about military dominance. The arrival of Islam also brought about social and cultural changes. Conversion to Islam was widespread. It brought with it new laws, customs, and traditions. This period also witnessed significant tribal migrations. Baloch tribes, originally from the Caspian Sea region, began to arrive in waves. These migrations were driven by a complex interplay of factors. Climate change, political upheavals, and the search for grazing lands played a part. The Baloch tribes, with their distinct language and culture, would profoundly impact the region's future. Alongside the Baloch, another group arrived, the Brahui. Their origins remain shrouded in mystery. Their Dravidian language, distinct from the surrounding Indo-Iranian languages, raises intriguing questions about their past. The Brahui settled in central Balochistan. They, like the Baloch, became an integral part of the region's social fabric. The Islamic conquests and tribal migrations transformed Balochistan. They laid the groundwork for the emergence of a distinct Baloch identity. It was an identity shaped by Islam, tribal traditions, and a fierce spirit of independence. Section 5. The rise of the Khanate Kalat and Baloch unity. For centuries, Balochistan remained fragmented. It was a patchwork of tribes and chiefdoms, each fiercely independent. However, in the 17th century, a unifying force emerged. The Khanate of Kalat, established in 1666, would change the course of Baloch history. Mir Ahmad Khan Kambrani, a charismatic Baloch leader, laid the foundation for the Khanate. He united the Baloch tribes under his banner. He established Kalat, a strategic city in central Balochistan, as his capital. The Khanate of Kalat marked a new chapter for the Baloch people. Under the Khanate, Balochistan experienced a period of relative unity and stability. This newfound unity had a profound impact. It allowed the Baloch to resist external pressures more effectively. The Khanate's influence extended beyond the borders of modern-day Balochistan. The Khans of Kalat were astute rulers. They understood the importance of diplomacy. They navigated the complex geopolitical landscape with skill. They maintained relationships with neighboring powers like the Safavid Empire and the Mughal Empire. This balancing act was crucial for the Khanate's survival. The Khanate of Kalat wasn't just a political entity, it became a symbol of Baloch identity. It represented their aspirations for self-determination. The Khanate's legacy would continue to inspire Baloch nationalists for centuries to come. Section 6. The Lion and the Eagle, British Encroachment and Baloch Resistance. The 19th century brought new challenges to Balochistan. The British Empire, like a rising tide, was expanding its influence across the Indian subcontinent. Balochistan, strategically located on the western frontier of British India, found itself in the path of this imperial juggernaut. The British initially sought to secure their interests through treaties. They were eager to establish a firm foothold in Balochistan. They aimed to counter the growing influence of Russia in the region. The great game was afoot, and Balochistan became a pawn in this geopolitical chess match. In 1839, the British signed a treaty with the Khan of Kalat. The treaty granted the British passage through Baloch territory. It allowed them to station troops in Quetta, a strategic city in northern Balochistan. The British presence in Balochistan gradually increased under the guise of protection. However, the Baloch people were not content to be mere pawns in the British game. They resisted British encroachment with fierce determination. Tribal uprisings became commonplace. The Baloch, skilled warriors accustomed to the harsh terrain, posed a formidable challenge to the British. One such uprising, led by Sardar Dost Muhammad Khan Barakzai, shook the British hold on Balochistan. The rebellion, though ultimately suppressed, demonstrated the Baloch people's unwavering spirit of resistance. The British may have held the reins of power, but the Baloch spirit remained unbroken. Section 7. The struggle for self-determination, Balochistan on the eve of independence. As the sun began to set on the British Empire, the question of independence loomed large over the Indian subcontinent. Balochistan, after decades of struggle against British rule, also sought to determine its own destiny. The Khanate of Kalat, a symbol of Baloch unity and autonomy, played a pivotal role in this struggle for self-determination. In 1947, as British India was partitioned into India and Pakistan, the Khan of Kalat, Mir Ahmad Yar Khan, asserted his state's independence. Balochistan, according to the Khan, had been a sovereign entity prior to British rule, and its independence was non-negotiable. This declaration of independence was met with mixed reactions. India, preoccupied with the tumultuous events surrounding its own partition, remained ambivalent on the issue. Pakistan, however, viewed Balochistan's independence as a threat. Balochistan's strategic location and its potential resources made it a coveted prize for the newly formed nation. The Khan of Kalat found himself caught in a geopolitical tug-of-war. On one side was Pakistan, eager to absorb Balochistan into its fold. On the other side were the Baloch nationalists, who yearned for an independent and sovereign Balochistan. The stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences. Section 8, a contested legacy, Balochistan's accession and its aftermath. The months following India and Pakistan's independence were fraught with tension in Balochistan. The Khan of Kalat, facing mounting pressure from Pakistan, sought to maintain his stance of independence. However, the Pakistani government, determined to incorporate Balochistan into its territory, employed a combination of political maneuvering and military force. In March 1948, the Pakistani army marched into Balochistan, effectively ending the Khanate of Kalat's brief period of independence. The Khan was forced to sign an instrument of accession, acceding Balochistan to Pakistan. This annexation, however, was widely contested by Baloch nationalists who argued that the Khan had been coerced and that the accession lacked legitimacy. The forcible annexation of Balochistan sparked resentment and resistance among the Baloch people. Armed uprisings erupted across the province, challenging Pakistan's authority. These uprisings, though brutally suppressed by the Pakistani military, marked the beginning of a long and bloody conflict between Baloch nationalists and the Pakistani state. The Baloch insurgency, fueled by a sense of historical injustice and political marginalization, has continued in various forms over the decades. The Baloch people, who have long endured economic exploitation and cultural suppression, continue to demand greater autonomy and control over their resources. The unresolved status of Balochistan remains a contentious issue, casting a long shadow over Pakistan's political landscape. Section 9 Conclusion. Balochistan, a story unfinished. The story of Balochistan is a poignant reminder that history is not merely a collection of past events. It is a living narrative, its echoes reverberating through generations. From the ancient settlements of Mehrgarh to the rise and fall of empires, from the struggle against British colonialism to the ongoing quest for self-determination, Balochistan's journey has been marked by both triumphs and tribulations. As we stand at the cusp of a new era, the future of Balochistan hangs in the balance. The unresolved questions of identity, autonomy and justice continue to fuel tensions. The Baloch people, resilient and proud, remain determined to chart their own course. Understanding Balochistan's intricate past is crucial for navigating the complexities of the present. Only by acknowledging the historical grievances, the broken promises and the unfulfilled aspirations of the Baloch people can we hope to forge a more just and equitable future for this ancient land. The story of Balochistan is a story unfinished, a story that demands our attention, empathy, and a commitment to seeking peaceful and lasting solutions.